evening, Africa, and thank you for joining us. My name is Bridget Okudili with the stories that made headlines in the news this week. Justice Angmuli Chikere of the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted bail to former Interior Minister Abba Moro, who is facing charges over the 2014 tragic Nigerian immigration recruitment in which more than a dozen job seekers died. Mr. Moro was given bail on self-recognition and without conditions. The judge said the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission failed to prove that Mr. Moro would interfere with his trial. The judge, however, ruled that two other defendants should pay a sum of 100 million naira each with a surety in like sum. The surety must be of the Directorate Cadre in the Civil Service. The sureties and the defendants are to submit 2 recent passports as well as their international passports, and the sureties must also have landed properties worth the amount in any part of the country. Mr. Moro and 4 others are facing an 11-count charge of money laundering. They are accused of defrauding 676,675 applicants of the sum of 676,676,000 naira, being the aggregate of 1,000 naira paid each by the applicant to Drexel ahead of the recruitment. The upper chamber of the National Assembly on Wednesday passed a resolution which slashed the registration fee of Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME from 5,650 naira to 2,500 naira. This came following the adoption of the report of the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and set fund on the inquiry into the new admission policy of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB. At the plenary session Wednesday, the senators also recommended the extension of the validity period of the UTME to 3 academic years. The Senate also adopted the recommendation of the committee chaired by Senator Binta Marcy Garba, APC Adamawa North, and the change of institution, course form, and other incidental activities around the exam should be free. The allegedly adopted 14-year-old girl, Ese Oruru, has arrived in Bayelsa State in company of her mother, Mrs. Rose Oruru, and some police officers from Abuja. She was allegedly adopted in August 2015 by one Yunusa Dahiru, also known as Yellow, and taken to Kano, where she was also allegedly married off. The Commissioner of Police in Bayelsa State, Peter Ogunyanwo, confirmed Ese's arrival. He said she arrived few minutes before 8 p.m. local time. On arrival, she was taken to the officers' mess and went into a secret meeting with the police commissioner in Yenagoa. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has deferred the arraignment of the former Chief of Defense Staff, Air Marshal Alex Bade, till March 7. This comes after the former Chief of Defense Staff was accused of diverting over 3.9 billion naira from accounts of the Nigerian Air Force by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The court had earlier fixed Thursday, March 3rd, for Bade to enter his plea to the 10-count criminal charge the EFCC preferred against him. However, the case could not proceed as scheduled owing to the absence of the trial judge, Justice Abang Okon, who was said to have traveled out of jurisdiction. The Adamawa State-born former military chief was appointed Chief of Defense Staff on January 16, 2014 by former President Goodluck Jonathan. He was succeeded by Major General Abayomi Olanisakin on July 13, 2015. And meanwhile, the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Yeziani Alison Madueke, who is currently undergoing extensive cancer treatment in London, has strongly refuted claims that she gave $24 billion oil swap deals without contract. In a release issued to journalists in Abuja, Mrs. Alison Madueke rejected some newspaper and online reports which sensationally claimed that she granted an extension instead of approval for the renewal of contract for the swap arrangements. She described the latest attack on her person as fabricated tissues of lies deviously concocted to sustain the escalating evil narratives against her person. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Wednesday, March 2, 2016, arrested 3 top officials of Imo State government for allegedly diverting 2 billion naira bailout fund given to the state by the federal government for payment of salary arrears of the state civil servants. The suspects are Obi Pascal Chigozie, Principal Secretary to the Governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, Uzoha Kasmir, Director of Finance, and Ihoma Kenneth, Treasurer. Their arrest followed an investigation into the alleged diversion of the said money, which showed that the cashier had made cash withdrawal of 456.532 million naira between September 12, 2015 and October 10, 2015 from the government house account domiciled in Zenith Bank. However, it was revealed that the said amount was given to an aide of the Chief of Staff to the Governor following approval and directive by the Principal Secretary to the Governor. The suspect would be charged to court as soon as investigations are concluded. And on the foreign scene, Zimbabwe's ruling party has been criticized for hosting lavish 92nd birthday celebrations for President Robert Mugabe while swathes of the population face food shortages. The event reportedly cost almost $800,000, which is £575,000. The opposition movement for the Democratic Change (MDC) called the celebration obscene. Mr. Mugabe has dominated Zimbabwe politics since independence from the UK in 1980. The event, which was televised and featured school children reading poetry about the president, was held in the drought-stricken southeastern city of Masvingo. South Korea's defense ministry says North Korea has fired 6 short-range projectiles into the sea. This is coming hours after the UN imposed tough new sanctions. In ministry said they were either rockets or guided missiles. Correspondents say it is being seen as an act of defiance against the sanctions. Hours later, the UN Security Council unanimously voted to impose some of its strongest ever sanctions against North Korea. The new measures are in reaction to North Korea's recent nuclear test and satellite launch, both of which violated existing sanctions. They will result in all cargo going to and fro from the country being inspected, while 16 new individuals and 12 organizations have been blacklisted. The United States and North Korea's long-lasting ally China spent 7 weeks discussing the new sanctions. And in sports, Manchester City have emerged champions of the League Cup 2016, making it their 4th victory in 5 finals. The English football club lifted the League Cup at Wembley after beating Liverpool 3-1 on penalties after the game had finished 1-1 after extra time. Fernandinho scored the opener in the 49 minutes before Felipe Coutinho created the equalizer in the 83rd minute before the penalty shootout. During the penalty, goalkeeper Willy Caballero saved 3 shots from Lucas Levy, Felipe Coutinho and Adam Lallana, making them the champion. Manchester City have won the title in 1970, 1976, 2014 and 2016. And for more stories, please log on to our website at www.africanfreepress.com. Like our Facebook page at africanfreepress.com. Follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Don't forget to join in our discussions at African Free Press and subscribe to our YouTube channel at African Free Press. My name is Bridget Okudili. Do have a good night.